everyone, welcome to the course on planning and organizing activities for the elderly. I am teacher Cao Jie. In the previous lesson, we learned how to write activity proposals for the elderly. Next, let's proceed to Project 2.3 on site management for planning and organizing elderly activities. We will explore this topic from 3 aspects. 1. Time management for elderly activities. 2. Venue setup and management for elderly activities. 3. Crisis management for elderly activities. 1. Time management for elderly activities. First, let's understand. First, duration of elderly activities. The primary method for estimating activity duration is analogy. This can be done by the activity leader or personnel with extensive organizational experience. The approximate time can be estimated based on previous similar activities. Generally, activity duration should not be too long. It should be kept within 1.5 hours. If it exceeds 1.5 hours, a break should be scheduled. This prevents the elderly from feeling fatigued. Second, scheduling of elderly activities. 1. Activity schedule. Consider the daily routines and schedules of the elderly. Try to avoid disrupting their regular lifestyle. 2 aspects to avoid. Avoid days with severe weather conditions. If the elderly need to drive, also avoid rush hours. This saves travel time for the elderly. 3. Break time during activities. Allocate time for the elderly to use the restroom and take short breaks. Third, progress management for elderly activities. Factor 1. Funding. Funding is primarily affected by government grants, corporate sponsorships, etc. The activity leader should rational arrangement the schedule based on the available funds. Factor 2. Stakeholders, including government departments, design units, sponsors, banks, and transportation, communication, power supply departments, etc. They should fully exercise supervisory roles, ensure control over the progress, coordinate relationships between relevant units. Factor 3. Supply schedule. Ensure that food, necessary facilities, and equipment arrive on time for the activity, and that the quality meets requirements. Factor 4. Unexpected incidents during activities. Planners should strengthen review processes and control arbitrary changes. Factor 5. Various risk factors, including unforeseen factors in political, economic, technological, and natural aspects. Factor 6. Management capability of the organizing unit. Improper plans, poor scheduling, inadequate management, or delayed problem solving by the organizing unit can all affect the activity progress. 2. Venue setup and management for elderly activities. First, venue selection. The first type of venue, indoor venues, such as conference centers, exhibition halls, activity rooms, cinemas, banquet halls, etc. The second type, temporarily set up canopy-style venues. Temporary spaces used for activities, often chosen in open areas like lawns, squares, or other relatively flat spaces without obstructions. The third type, open-air venues. Some elderly activities, due to their mobile nature or type, do not require a roof. They can be held in open-air spaces like areas with projection screens or squares. They can also be held on streets with designated routes. Second, venue arrangement. When arranging seats, the type of seating must be considered. Determine whether they are fixed or movable. Consider the number of elderly attendees. Consider how the elderly attendees will arrive. Consider safety factors, including the location of emergency exits, aisle locations and widths, etc. 3. Crisis management for elderly activities. First, venue selection. First, consider the structural safety of the building. The building must be solid and safe. Building materials must be durable to achieve wind resistance, earthquake resistance, and fire prevention. Second, consider indoor venue safety. Check for sharp edges or protrusions on equipment, cabinets, etc. that could harm the elderly. Check if the surfaces of doors are smooth. Passageways and restrooms should have non-slip flooring. Third, consider outdoor venue safety. Outdoor activities should use safe and durable equipment. Elderly activities should be supervised by dedicated personnel. Outdoor equipment should be secured to the ground to prevent tipping. Fourth, consider the safety of the facility grounds. Outdoor electrical wiring should be placed out of general reach. Staircases should have handrails on both sides for the elderly. Stair steps should not be too high. Fifth, consider health safety. Ensure the physical and mental well-being of the elderly. Second, property and personal safety. Step 1. Develop a safety plan. Step 2. Ensure that the management and participants have insurance. Step 3. Establish a comprehensive registration system. Step 4. Develop a plan to ensure the personal safety of participants. Third, natural disasters. Learn whether the area has historically experienced natural disasters, such as blizzards, floods, extreme heat, etc. All such information regarding natural disasters can be obtained from local public safety or emergency service departments, or from relevant departments like the National Meteorological Service. This concludes the lesson for Project 2.3 on site management for planning and organizing elderly activities. Thank you for listening.